introducing Dr. and Jackery Damages.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world.
New York City.
Yes. New York City is so great that the oldest house in the city was built in the 1640s.
What?
1640s. That's 450 years ago.
No way.
Oh yeah. It is called the Wyckoff Farm in Brooklyn. Now, an indentured servant built it for the Wyckoff family. Are you not surprised? Now, when was the oldest building in your city built? Is it still there? Is it being preserved? I'm asking you. See, at least the servants, the slaves, and the indentured servants of America, if they look down from the great beyond, they can see the things that they built. Can the slaves and indentured servants of Africa see the things that they built when they look down? Can they? What am I saying? Can your children, your grandchildren, can they point at the things that you built? I'm talking about servants, slaves, long time ago. Your children, your grandchildren. I'm not talking about buildings. I'm talking about legacies. It appears that President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria is determined to leave behind a legacy of absolute disregard of court orders, human rights, and free expression. I'm not even surprised. I mean, that's his legacy in the past. If only the witches of Nigeria will stop meeting at the University of Nigeria and Nsukka and come and do what witches are known for. You know what I mean? I call on witches because our human institutions have failed. You doubt me? Take a look. See, these are Nigerian policemen pushing their vehicle. These are the elite police force we have, not the Olopa or the police elites or things like that. These are the elite ones. On their vehicle is boldly written. Did you see that? Rapid Response Force. Most likely, someone somewhere had called 999. Somewhere, waiting for the police to come and rescue him or her. Forget about the police. What about mass transit? The much talked about Nigerian train. Ladies and gentlemen, here is our train. They are pushing our train. Human beings pushing the train. Okay, forget about that. Look at this one from Kaduna. In Kaduna, the Amechi train, the much talked about Amechi train, broke down and the passengers had to come out and end the journey on foot.
No way.
Oh yeah, they had to walk for the remaining 1,000 meters, who knows. And imagine if kidnappers had caught them while they are walking with their luggages. It would be like, hey, we were trying to avoid you by using the train, but we're stuck, I'm sorry. You see, now you can see why we need witches, Amadioha, and Shango to come to our rescue. In fact, Shango has been doing a wonderful job in Ondo and Ekiti State. Did you notice? Every now and then, it sends thunder to go and kill cows, eating crops of farmers. Look at the headline now. Look at the headline. If the cows are just passing by, nothing happens to them. But the moment they go and start eating crop, thunder will strike them. You see, we need to deploy this kind of thunder to Abuja. You know what I mean? As you may know, the fight over the control of social media is heating up. Last week, Aisha Buhari, the wife of President Muhammadu Buhari, came out in support of the government, supporting the government to control social media. Hey, watch her in action.
If China can control 1.8 billion people on social media, I've seen no reason why Nigeria should not attempt controlling only 180 million people.
Aisha, my Aisha. This is not the Aisha, my Aisha I know. See, so Aisha wants Nigeria to control social media the same way that China does. Okay. Does Aisha also want Nigeria to deal with corruption the same way China does? Because you can't have one and not the other one. You know what I mean? So, dear Aisha, just in case you do not know, Here is how China controls corruption. Watch.
Like his trial, the political downfall of Sun Jung-tai was swift. State television showed a remorseful Sun confessing his guilt. Just a year ago, he was talked of as a future Chinese leader.
That was a man tipped to be the next Chinese leader heading to prison. The Nigerian equivalent is like someone like Bola Tinubu. I'm sure that Nigerians will listen to Aisha if she can get her husband to send Tinubu to prison. You know what I mean? Play them again.
He told the court he'd seriously violated the law but had received a fair trial.
I deserve the punishment. I am guilty. I'll accept whatever sentence I receive.
Now, imagine all former governors with unending cases with the EFCC saying this: I deserve the punishment. I am guilty. I accept whatever sentence I receive. Imagine that. So, Aisha, can you get more Tala Nyako, Ayo Fayoshe, Ojizo Kalo, Abdullah Rashid Maina, Godswill Ababio, Shegun Oshoba, Gwenga Daniel, Ganju Dollar, Lucky Winedo, etc., all of them. Can you get them to show up in court and say, we deserve the punishment, we are guilty, we will accept whatever punishment and sentence we receive? Can you make that happen? Aisha, listen to me. If you do it, listen, Aisha, if you do it, we the people, the Nigerian people, we consider allowing your husband to control social media. One more thing, Aisha. As is the tradition in China, you and your husband, we also have to come out and explain to us where you got the money to pay for your children's education in the UK and who paid for your medical treatment in London and that of your husband. You know, you have to. Mind you, the Chinese president and his wife, they do not come to America or to Britain for medical treatment. They don't do that. They get treated in China. And by the way, China has a GDP of $12.24 trillion. And yet they pay their president $190,000 a year.
Wow.
Oh yeah. While your husband, we know, who runs a country with a GDP of 375.8 billion, gets paid more in real cost to the nation. In fact, your husband's single medical tourism trip costs Nigeria more than China pays the president of China. What am I saying? What am I talking about? Just the cost of parking our presidential jet in London while your husband takes a vacation for 2 weeks is more than what they pay the Chinese president. Great news! Sendwave is expanding to Spain, Italy, and Ireland. No more excuses, my brothers and sisters. You can now enjoy the same free, secure, fast, easy, and trusted way that over 500,000 people in the US and the UK are using to send money home. Now, from December 3rd to December 10th, you can get 10 euros on top of your first transaction by using the promo code DOCTOR. After that, it is €5. So rush to our app store and download Sendwave. Now, between December 15th and December 31st, in addition to the $5 that you will get for using the code everywhere, Sendwave will donate $5 for every influencer code that gets used to a charity of the user's choice. Go on to Sendwave Facebook page and vote for the charity that you want to receive the money. Hurry! You see, I hope the Senate of Nigeria does something about this corruption. The same way they are corruption in high places, the same way they are dealing with social media and the hate speech on social media. Wait. Why we can't initiate death penalty for looters, says the Senate. Oops. According to the Senate spokesman, the Senate cannot find 60 senators to vote for such a bill that will impose death penalty on looters. Do you know why? Because there are so many former governors and former ministers in the Senate. Yeah, they have turned the place into a retirement home. It's a kind of purgatory where you wait for that. and because you know all of them, they are very corrupt, and we fight any attempt to disrupt their corruption that their beloved corruption that they benefited from and still benefiting from. Now, here is the real reason why they are pushing a hate speech bill. It's not because a lot of hate is going on in Nigeria or a lot of hate speech is going on social media. No. If you want to see hate speech, come to America's social media. Go there. Just Google it and see what people are saying. The actual reason is because they want us not to question them. They don't want you to raise questions like, why in the world is Zamfara State paying its former governor 10 million naira a month? Did you read about that? Did you see the letter that shameless man, Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar, wrote to the current governor? Did you see that? In the letter, he was crying that his 10 million naira monthly upkeep allowance has not been paid since July or June. Poor man. Hey, yeah. The man wants his 10 million naira. 10 million is enough to pay 333 people minimum wage in Zamfara. And guess what? This shameless man, Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar, also paid himself 360 million advance pension just before he left office. Now, most governors in Nigeria, they do that just in case the incoming governor start acting crazy, to stop paying them, just to prevent this kind of thing. The good news is that the current governor, Bello Mohammed Matawale, has signed a law stopping such payments to former governors, their deputies, the Speaker of the House, and the Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly. All of them cancelled. He said such payment was costing the poor state of Zamfara 720 million every year. This is the state where retired teachers, local government workers, and other pensioners go without being paid, and they are dying because the government doesn't have money. In fact, the governor said that the shameless former governor left a backlog of 6 billion naira unpaid pension to state workers. 6 billion. Now, he's fighting for his 10 million naira, but he left 6 billion unpaid. In China, a man like this will be given a death sentence. No questions about it. Straight up. Just think about it. Do you know how many former governors, deputy governors, speakers, deputy speakers of state houses of assembly we have produced in Nigeria since 1999? Do you know?
No.
Look at their pictures. Look at their pictures. At least 3 for each state. And if you pay them an average of 7 million a month, that is 120 million a month.
Wow.
That is enough money to pay 4,000 Nigerian workers minimum wage. In 36 states, that will take care of 144,000 workers. Mind you, these people also get other benefits, including they have a cook, they have security guards, they have cars, they have medical treatment abroad that is paid by the government, they have house maintenances, houses that were given to them by the government, and a lot more from the same state government. Their cars are changed every 3 years. All of them. What is being exposed today in Zamfara would not have happened if APC's candidate for governor had not been disqualified by the Supreme Court. He would have won and he would have become a governor and wouldn't have had anything about this. See, that is why every retiring governor fights tooth and nail to put his ball in so that his rent, the rent money that he collects from the government, is guaranteed. Bad sons, I'm so mad. Now, here is the real scandal. That one is nothing. This is the real scandal. Rich states like Lagos State, Rivers State, and Kano State, just know that they pay their former governors and deputies and speakers more than 3 to 5 times more than Zamfara State. Imagine, Tinubu, Fashola, Ambode may be collecting a cool 30 to 50 million naira every month. And then their deputies and the speakers and the deputy speakers, you're looking at over 3 billion. What am I saying? Maybe up to 10 billion a year. Someone like Rotimi Amechi may be collecting pension as Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as governor, and very soon as Minister of Nigeria. If this doesn't make you outraged, if it doesn't make you go crazy, I don't know what should. That, my friend, is why they don't want social media to be free. They know that you can stay at your home and raise these questions. They are very, very smart when it comes to stealing government money, like that squirrel. They're very smart. They have bought over the traditional media. The only person stopping them from stealing everything in that country is you, and you on social media. They can pay some boys to attack you and defend them on social media, but they can't pay everybody. That is what is making them mad. Nonsense. Anyway, are you mad as hell? No? Why? What did he say? God will save us. I know that is where our salvation will come from. It is from religion. I'm not surprised. A pastor in Uganda gave us a vivid proof last week. Yep. God will save us. You just have to lay flat on the ground and let the pastor flog sense into you. Take a look. Yeah, that is Pastor Paul Muwaguzi flogging his church members for failing to attend church service.
No way.
Oh yeah, it could happen to you next Sunday. The man of God has a point. What if by missing church on Sunday, you miss the second coming of Jesus Christ? You know Africans are like children. You have to give them tough love. Otherwise they will keep playing while life passes by. I beg, show the people again. You see, the man wasn't the first to do this. A white Catholic priest once flogged his African church members. I don't know why, but he did. And take a look now. Take a look. You see how after flogging you, he will shake your hand. Like now you are welcome to our club. And these are the kind of people that we are waiting for to take on Yoweri Museveni. Nonsense. Their Nigerian counterparts in Nigeria, those ones in Nigeria, are the people that we are waiting for to do something about these government officials stealing in high places. Forget it. I said, forget it. It's not going to happen. Someone who is not waiting for God or for a pastor to change his situation or the story of his country is Jerry Malo. He's a Nigerian engineer from Jos, Plateau State. He has been designing and building agricultural equipment for a long time. Watch.
I'm Jerry Isaac Malo. I was born in Plateau State, Nigeria. I attended Boys Secondary School, Gindri, and from there I furthered to University of Hertfordshire. Born in a family where my both parents were farmers. It pained me when I saw them farm manually. We have produced machines that have increased productivity in Plateau and beyond.
Isn't that amazing? Have you seen anything like that? Yes, politicians will tell you that we need more farmers. But what we actually need is more mechanization of farming. That is how we can produce enough food for ourselves and for export. Then, just for fun, Mr. Malo the other day decided to produce a sports car. Look at it. And that was when Nigerians noticed him. Take a look. You see, Jerry Malo schooled in the UK but returned to Nigeria afterwards. If you go to engineering departments of Nigerian universities, you will find what will shock you. That we have produced prototypes of machines that we need by Nigerian student engineers. But nobody is paying attention to them. No investors, no government interest. Investors will rather build hotels and churches, while our government would rather import doctors and foreign engineers to do the infrastructural work that we need. Nonsense. I'm not happy today. Why? Here's my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book, African Proverbs for Americans by ABC Dede. And it says, when an egg cracks a palm kernel, the stone covers its face in shame. Did you get that? When an egg cracks a palm, do you know what palm kernel is? The stone will cover his face in shame. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You